Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Just Because Wrestling, the final episode of not just 2019, but the decade. The tens.
Yeah.
Got
How
ring
old
to
are
it.
we?
Nah, we're not that
It
old.
feels like yesterday we did the 2019 show, and now we're doing the 2020 show. This is going too fast.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What our second or third year doing this podcast?
It's we've done a 2018 show. We've done a 2019 show.
So this is our third.
Third year, yeah.
Yeah.
This is going to be our third end of year spectacular.
Shit.
Yeah. Overall, in a nutshell, 2019.
Yeah, no, it's been.
I think it was probably the most monumental year for wrestling in
a way. That's true, actually. Yeah. Forget that happened on the very first day.
Very first day from kickoff, January 1st. We got the announcement of AEW, and then it's taken on a life of its own.
Since then, yeah, like it's sort of the first major promotion in North America, like first kind of viable TV deal and money behind it, and
yeah,
all that you've heard it all before, but like, yeah, it's something, alright.
But what spiraled from that then was you had NXT then.
Yeah,
2 hours, and you had
NXT got a TV deal, and
it's just, and then you had Fox, the Fox deal. Like, it's been a very, very big year in terms of especially bigger wrestling. You know, some of the indies have kind of taken a hit this year. I know, especially in Europe and the UK, but the actual for the top level wrestling, it's been a very, very big year.
Women main event at WrestleMania for the first time.
Yes. So yeah, like what were some of the highlights
for me?
Just off the bat, 2019.
Kofi winning the title.
Yeah. From literally kind of like the start of 2019, that was kind of like the main plot point as we headed toward WrestleMania. And it was such a natural story, and it was something that
that almost didn't happen.
That wasn't meant to happen, and they're the best stories.
Yeah.
When it just happens out of nowhere, like.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when
circumstantial things like.
But it's weird because when Ali got injured and the New Day were doing this thing that it was going to be a member of the New Day, which one was it going to be?
Yeah, everyone assumed it was Big E.
So everyone, but like Kofi at this point of his career would have been the last person you'd think of.
True, yeah.
Out of the three of them, because you think that if they were going to do it with Kofi, they would have done it.
They've done it already, yeah.
Well, they would have, and like especially 10 years ago when you talk about the Randy Orton feud.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you feel
that was the time to do it.
There was no recovery from it, like.
But then we got it.
And it was class.
The actual people wanted it, and it was such an amazing story. Like,
and it was a great match too.
It was a great match, and it's something that him as a person they can never take that away from him.
No, I mean
he won the WWE title at WrestleMania. He was the first black champion, more so if you exclude The Rock.
First African champion.
Like huge. Cause remember we went back to Ghana and they had a fucking brass band from at the airport.
That was class,
shit like that. It's been a huge year.
Yeah.
In terms of that.
Definitely.
And it was one of the highlights. That is WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
At this point was a good wrestling. Like the women. Like, say what you want about the main event, but that was a monumental.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was a big moment. Like, and it's one of those things where you're like, you know, you kind of forgive the match because the moment was so big. Like, I mean, I personally the match wasn't great. Let's just say it, the match wasn't great at all. But
no, it wasn't.
But and the build was weird. The build was way more complicated than it ever needed to be.
Fucking hell! Getting arrested. They didn't need that one was out.
And then Charlotte got put into it.
And then Charlotte won the title a week before.
And then Asuka had to lose her title. Yeah. So it was weird that way. But still
they stumbled there, but they got to where it should have been at the end.
Still in all, it was
and just from a personal standpoint of where we come from, it's just it's lost, I think, with people here that
Yeah,
it
like
was it was
yeah.
someone from our
Ireland,
country.
yeah. As you forget about that, actually, yeah.
It's so like fucking little old Ireland. What's the population? 5 million people or
Less. It's like
yeah,
4.8.
4.8 million people, and one of them became the first woman to headline.
The victor in the headliner of WrestleMania,
Yeah,
and the first
she
ever
stood
of
tall at the biggest show
still,
in
it's still
wrestling,
champion too.
and is still champion.
Yeah, and 2019 has like a lot of people could say. You could argue that 2019 has been the year of Becky Lynch, but like a lot of people would say that, like, but
Well, the thing is, it's hard to argue that it was this year because she's had monumental moments, but she was having them in 2018 as well.
Yeah, it kind of started and like
because you think of Survivor Series when she attacked Ronda and got busted
like,
up.
It feels like the spark was started in 2018.
Yeah,
and then like
all the way back
now,
to
now we have the actual fire and we're just kind of maintaining it.
Yeah, in terms of breakout stars or someone that you didn't expect to have a good year, would there be anyone?
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Think about where he was.
About Bray.
Think about where he was this time last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Drake Maverick.
Jesus Christ! He hasn't been seen on TV in like 3 weeks.
But like in that time, like in the time,
what, that brief like 2-month period.
Yeah, he was probably the best thing on television.
I'd get over it now. No.
Come on, still hasn't
consummated his marriage.
Yeah, Bray Wyatt. I completely agree.
Bray Wyatt, like the vignettes for Bray Wyatt for the Firefly Funhouse started the Raw after Mania when we got Mercy popping out of the box thing, and
was that the Raw after Mania?
Yeah, that's when it started. Yeah. He didn't show up till like July or something.
Well, he didn't wrestle till SummerSlam.
He didn't wrestle till SummerSlam. But Bray Wyatt, but even so, we got like the 2 spooky vignettes, and then the third week I think we got the first ever episode of Firefly Funhouse, and I think it was like since then, well, since the very first one, because everyone wanted to know what it was. No one knew, but everyone wanted to know what, people were intrigued, and it's been the most captivating thing. It's been such a 180 turn for him, and for a guy who not once but twice been on the absolute, just having a character and getting it absolutely just destroyed.
Yeah.
To salvage himself once again, reinvent himself once again, and actually make it stick this time is to me, I mean, there's arguments for other people obviously, but for me, Bray Wyatt, it's hard not to say Bray Wyatt isn't the only thing I would kind of say that's worked against Bray is his matches.
But
the thing is, I'm more interested in just seeing what he does rather than seeing him have a 5-star classic technical masterpiece.
But see, the thing is, right, and I think it was very interesting listening to. Did you watch the Undertaker Steve Austin interview?
I watched bits of it.
Did you see? And it was very interesting that he told a story of when he became the Undertaker. And he had to change how he worked because he could do all the high flying moves and stuff, but he was like, this is not what the Undertaker would do. And I think that's the same with Bray Wyatt and the Fiend. The Fiend isn't going to go out there and start doing Spanish flies and fucking you know what I mean. Bray Wyatt as an athlete probably could do it if he wanted. But and he probably could have better matches. But I just don't get the criticism because the character
because it's something different. It's something because that's the thing, right?
And I'm not saying you're the one criticizing.
No, I'm not.
Alvarez and stuff.
No, I'm not criticizing it. I love Fiend matches because this is why. Back in the 80s and the rock and wrestling era and the whatever like that, right? So it was all well and good to have a character, but what stood out were the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Harts, the Randy Savages, the Ric Flairs, the guys who could actually work then as well.
Yeah.
Then look at nowadays where everyone's a good wrestler.
Yeah, and how do you stand out from that?
Exactly. Thing, Bray Wyatt is doing that where he's offering it's great to have 12 bumper to bumper, unbelievable fast paced matches that hit all the moves, do all the things, and whatever. But
it gets boring.
Bray Wyatt offers you a complete palate cleanser or something that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Yeah.
Something that no one else is doing, and that's why he stands out to me, or that's why it's captivating to me, because it's something I know that I can't see anywhere else.
Yeah, Bray is the biggest thing to come out of 2019. I think if we're to take one thing, and it's been a big year in wrestling.
I wouldn't say I think it's near impossible to nail one thing as the biggest thing. But to me, he's definitely...
Well, yeah, but in terms of characters and stuff, like I know
yeah.
AEW and stuff, that's probably the biggest thing to come out of wrestling this year. But like in terms of like a character, that's the one character I'd take from 2019 to have good 2020.
The only one I can think of, and if I'm looking at the two of them now, the one who I'm more confident to have that we're going to be this time next year going, this guy was 2020 belonged to this guy, Jon Moxley.
Yeah.
When you look at Jon Moxley's body of work from when he re-emerged as Jon Moxley, like, you wouldn't, like, he seems happy to be doing what he's doing again. It seems like you wouldn't think that it was Dean Ambrose. You know what I mean? You would never ever think that it was Dean Ambrose. And like, he's my second choice for like breakout / like best gimmick, whatever. Like, because I love watching Jon Moxley matches, because again, I think there's no one like him. I think Jon Moxley matches have something to them that you don't know exactly what's going to happen. You don't know what he's going to do. He has, like, I know it's his character, but I think like he does genuinely have this air of unpredictability about him.
Yeah.
Where, like,
I agree.
And I think he relishes in having these matches too. Like,
I see that too.
Plus, I love that his characters, similar to Jericho in the sense that like his characters in AEW and New Japan are just slightly different.
Yeah.
Like the one in New Japan is just, he's like a competitor. He just wants to fight people, the best of the best, and prove that he's better than them. Whereas in AEW, he's like the anti-authority, this Stone Cold guy kind of. Really,
yeah. The interesting that you brought up Jericho there, because we've been doing this 3 years, and 3 years we've said that you like, and I'm saying it again this year, you can make the argument that he's been the biggest star of this year, and it's fucking it's incredible, because what age is he now? 49, and he's the youngest AEW champion of all time. Yeah. Like,
He's by far and away the most entertaining thing about Dynamite.
Every week, I look forward to him coming out every single week.
That's not a knock on Dynamite, because Dynamite is entertaining, but
he's just the best thing on it.
He's just incredible, yeah.
Like, he has champagne now that's sold out.
Yeah, it's sold out. He sold like 10,000 bottles or something.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. Like, when you think about like he could get that
literally made him like 50 grand.
Yeah, for more, right?
No, because they were selling one. They're like, it was like $49.95 for like 2 bottles, and I'm sure he sold it like 10,000 bottles or something. I don't know. I could be wrong there, but he made a shitload of money anyway. Right in time for Christmas.
Jesus, like, it's interesting. Like, it's so it's and they got it. They got the champagne made like so quickly.
Yeah.
Like they just bought like a brewery or whatever. What now it's made.
Bought the area of Champagne in France.
Yeah.
Champagne.
But they but again, he's another guy. Is he the first person to ever start and end a decade as a world champion? I'm assuming he is.
Well,
the only other person I could think of maybe is Hulk Hogan.
Ric Flair, maybe. Do you have?
Ric Flair could have, yeah, possibly.
80s and 90s.
Yeah, Rick could have. But still,
Brett.
It's still.
Brett dude.
No, Brett was 93 when he first won the title.
Yeah.
But to start 2019 or 2010 as world champion, and to end, yeah, he's now officially ending 2019, the decade as a world champion. It's just a testament to him. It's a testament to how he changes his character.
Because like, that's one thing that's like come up in conversation a lot of the time is who is the wrestler of the decade, you know? And like, I don't think enough people are actually suggesting Chris Jericho. Cause I've seen
Chris Jericho is probably the wrestler of the decade.
For me, it's my wrestler. Like, it's not Chris Jericho, because when I think of the 2010s and who I'm going to associate them with, the one person who I associate them with the most is Daniel Bryan. When I think you go from 2010 to now,
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan to me is the wrestler of the decade.
Yeah.
Especially when I love this. I love the symmetry of it that he literally debuted in WWE in 2010 as well.
No, like there is a good argument to be made for Daniel Bryan.
No, and the same for Jericho. I think obviously it's one of these things that like you're never. It's not a concrete thing, like, but
but like what I'm thinking, like for me, wrestler of the decade has to have
been for the entire decade.
Been nearly on top for the entire decade. Like people who are suggesting like Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega is probably the best wrestler in the world at the moment, or up there, but he's only been the best for 2 or 3 years. Where like you look at someone like
2016 is really when
but when you look at someone like a Chris Jericho, you could lump AJ Styles into that bracket. Daniel Bryan, they have been consistently on the top for the last 10 years straight. Even John Cena, you could lump into that.
Yeah, fairness, yeah, you could. Like, and even like with Bryan, like Daniel Bryan's been in the main event scene since 2012.
Yeah.
So like, and he's like, obviously there was the retirement thing, like, but still, he was still at the forefront. Like even in retirement, he was still a major part of WWE television. Like, you know, so for me, Daniel Bryan just feels like the rest of the decade. I don't know why. He just feels like it to me.
I would argue Jericho because
Jericho's up there.
There's been so many different incarnations of Jericho.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And when you think of it, like you you just forget how many huge moments he had in the
2010s, yeah.
Like, or the 10s. Like, the Festival of Friendship is up there for the best segments of the decade.
Of the 10s, yeah.
Like, and
it's up there. It's probably top 3. I'm trying to think, but now I'm trying to think what's better. It's hard.
You could argue the pipe bomb.
Oh no, the pipe bomb was the best thing that happened.
Yeah,
pipe bomb.
No, you could. The Festival of Friendship is up there. Like
no, definitely. Yeah.
Like, how come good. My name's on this?
Oh, stop!
You
make me cry.
It's like Jericho said it himself, and I think it sums up. It's the closest thing wrestling has had to a red wedding. Like it's like you see what's coming.
Yeah.
For a split second, and then it happens.
Yeah.
Like when she sees the armor in the red wedding, when you're wearing the armor,
and then you have
and then you have a second.
You're reacting the same time they're reacting.
Yeah, and then
I saw a cool thing actually, right? And so the Festival of Friendship happened, right? Remember, Owens threw Jericho into the Tron thing or whatever it was there. Into the glass, and he shattered some glass, and then that was a callback to when Jericho did it to Michaels, right? Yeah. So in 2008, Jericho threw Shawn Michaels into some glass. Then years before, Shawn Michaels threw Marty Jannetty into some glass. So now everyone's like, Kevin Owens better watch out for some glass. Better avoid windows. I hope they do that. I hope at some point in the future we get like Kevin Owens gets betrayed by someone by being thrown into glass or something.
Yeah.
Just keep it going.
But see, I think Jericho was the chain for that, because Jericho said he was the one that suggested of throwing Michaels into the glass because of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like a taste of your own medicine. And I'm assuming then it was Jericho's idea for... Yeah, so Jericho's like that link.
I'd hope Owens would realise it though. He seems like the guy who would, like.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of this year... What stands out to you for like when you talked about Kofi?
Another one is like I was just
talked about Becky as well.
Another one, Roman Reigns coming back, I think, is a big deal. Like,
you forget that happened this year as well.
That was like March or something.
That was big.
Like you forget that, like, because it was so early in the year, like, you know, that you forget about it. But when you realize it, like, shit, like that's such a big deal.
I completely forgot that this was this year.
Which is probably a good thing, because like. You wouldn't looking at him now. He means working week to week and all that stuff. Like,
he looks the same.
Yeah, you don't realize it. Like, but that, like a year ago, he was battling cancer. Like,
and he's apparently in good health now. Yeah. But that moment was so real. It was so. It's one of those things in wrestling where it wasn't the character. It was the.
No, it was Joe Anoa'i.
Yeah, it was, and. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's for me. stuff that stands out, like, and this is, we're going back now into a recent thing, but one of the biggest things to happen, I think, for everyone in 2019 was CM Punk finally coming back. He didn't come back to wrestling.
He's back in the fold.
He's back in the wrestling space.
Yeah, he's not even in the same solar system as like wrestling yet, but he's in the universe.
Yeah, he's there.
He's around. He's orbiting.
You can bring a horse to water. Can't make him drink it.
2020 is the year.
The horse has been.
The horse is thirsty.
Yeah. The horse That's the tagline. 2020. The horse is thirsty.
The horse is dehydrated.
That's the WrestleMania tagline this year. WrestleMania. The horse is
live
thirsty.
From Dallas, Texas.
Is it? No, it's Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I know.
Tampa Bay.
Next year, a year after that.
Is it?
I don't know. It hasn't been announced yet, I don't think.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah. It'd probably be like Florida again. It's gonna be Florida and New Orleans from now on.
So yeah, that was a huge moment. I think that moment for 24 hours or so broke.
Yeah. Everyone was freaking out. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's back! He's back!"
Like,
and then you had the party poopers that came along and was like, "He's not back to rest. He doesn't work for WWE. He works for Fox." And they're just like, "Shut up! No one asked you. Let us be happy."
In terms of like we talked about moments, we talked about big things that happened like with AEW outside of the actual in-ring stuff. But for you, like, what segments or what moments on TV stand out to you?
NXT invading.
Really? Is that number one?
No, I wouldn't say it's number one. I'm trying to think. It's hard to pinpoint a number one. Am I talking just WWE or am I talking everywhere?
Everywhere. And wrestling in general. Like, you have to look at Moxley debuting in AEW. That has to be up there.
Jericho's promo for the Inner Circle, where you've introduced the Inner Circle.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I'll do promotion by promotion, right? So WWE, Roman Reigns comes back.
Yeah.
Big deal.
You said that as it was.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you said Roman Reigns back, big deal. You only just beat cancer.
In my head, I said it. I said it sarcastic. No, Roman Reigns came back. That was a huge deal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else. Like, obviously, trying to think. Let me think for like 2 minutes. You go.
You look at
NXT invading. That was big.
NXT invading. Becky winning the Rumble was a big moment.
See, like that, it's hard for me to kind of enjoy the
because you know what happened next.
No, yeah, it's hard. Like, and plus, like, even Becky winning the Rumble was like way more complicated than it needed to be.
Why was Finlay the guy?
Like, why not just put her in the match? Why not just have her in the match?
Yeah.
Why does she have to be? Why does she have to challenge for the title and lose and tap out?
She defended the title.
No, she lost the title at TLC, and everyone was like, "Okay, this is good because now she's freed up to go to the Rumble and win." But no, it was announced then she was going after her belt again.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Hello." Like, you literally have the most natural segue. And this is back when WWE weren't doing, like, wild cards or anything like that. Like, brands were brands.
But WWE in 2019 just spent their whole time just running in circles.
Yeah.
Like, so most of the time. Like, booking themselves. They just love booking themselves into impossible situations. Like, the one that stands out the most was The Fiend versus Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, and then
where they were like, "Oh shit, we just booked this match. What are we gonna do now?"
Or was it?
Yeah,
it's between that and Taker Goldberg. What was worse, like?
See, Taker Goldberg has an excuse because they were concussed. Well, Goldberg was.
True.
I think that would have been an acceptable match if he didn't concuss himself.
Well, yeah.
So what I read the other day, actually, apparently he concussed himself in the locker room beforehand.
Goldberg.
Yeah, actually.
Headbutting a door.
Headbutting a wall, yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
Will you ever learn?
Like, I don't know.
You ever stop? Like, whenever someone's something down, be like, Bill, stop hitting... Stop headbutting shit.
Every arena
you are not a goat. You are not a bison or a bull or any bovine animal. It's not in your nature to do this.
Do you realise how much damage you cost us?
There is holes in random arenas.
Goldberg-shaped holes. It's like this picture is face imprinted somewhere. Just a dent.
Do you hear Joe Rogan's podcast recently with Brian Callen was on it, and he's really good friends with Goldberg.
Yeah, because they did the Goldberg show.
Yeah, but he said like the man is a truck. The man is an actual like he said like he's never seen someone so big in his life.
Yeah.
He said he's huge, and he said like he's a proper like athlete. Like he is like he'll do like he says he there and like he asked him one day like and he said it was kind of funny because they were talking about like his wrestling career.
Yeah.
And they were saying like he was never once like injured, like really injured, and he was like, and Brian Callen said like he asked him, he was like, how do you avoid like injuries and stuff? And he was like, oh, I just stretch, like I just make sure I do a lot of stretching and stuff. And I was like, I suppose that had nothing to do with the fact that he had like 30-second matches.
Yeah, look at the fact that he never took a bump in his life.
Like it was hilarious hearing him talk because they were probably like, wow, and like that line of work as well for so long, never had like a major injury. I'm like. Have you ever seen a Goldberg match? I was like he didn't do much. He just lifted people, but he said he had to take a spear off him in so like there's the Goldbergs that show.
Yeah.
There's a spin off of it now called Schooled.
Yeah.
And Callen said there's a scene where he has to take a football tackle off Goldberg, and he said like he said he took one off. He said he felt like he got hit by a car. He said it was crazy like.
Actually, another great moment this year was when he wrestled Dolph Ziggler.
That was so funny.
And like
that was the funniest moment of the year.
He just kept coming.
And you know what makes it so funny? Some people said it's the Black Knight scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Tis blood of flesh wounds.
Do you know WWE did a top 10 funniest moments of 2019 and didn't include that?
It wasn't meant to be funny. It was meant to be.
Well, like then they had stupid shit. Then like, but
just embrace it. Was that this year?
No, that was last year. That was. Oh.
That was. I think that did get voted the funniest moment of last year.
Oh well, it had to have been like.
It was.
Vince replayed it 150 times on the show.
It was 1 through 9.
That was brilliant. Where you just go, "Hey Goldberg," and then Goldberg come back and beat the shit out of
I can take you.
Yeah.
Lucky shot.
It has kept happening, and they played his music every time.
Yeah. That was a great moment as well, actually, and you forget about it. Finn showing up in NXT.
Yeah.
Because it was so unexpected. Who expected that? No one saw that coming.
I think if you look at, we talked about The Fiend earlier as well. The entrance at SummerSlam when we first saw that entrance, people were like, "Oh my god!" He brought the head and
everyone was in awe because everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
I mean, we talked about the Hell in a Cell match, but like all was forgiven in Saudi Arabia,
and like it was a silly match, like, but like it was.
The red lights.
The right person won, and I can forgive it for that.
Yeah,
I can forgive it for being a silly match.
The best thing about that, and I think it's the one thing that will stick about that match, is when he won and the lights went out, and then it just like flashed for a second. He's standing at the ramp, holding the title.
That's what you remember. People will remember that over the match like itself. It's the same with the women's main event at Mania. Like people will remember Becky holding the 2 belts. They won't remember the sloppy finish.
Yeah,
which is a good thing. Trying to think of what's happened this year.
We had the 24/7 title.
Why are you obsessed with that?
It's brilliant.
See, WWE listed on their website as retired.
Yeah, apparently it was a mistake though, because when they added it, there was a like I would imagine I'd like keep that belt around. Why not?
No, I mean it's fine. Like do you know what it does? It'll help with house show buys because it's the most likely you're going to have a title change.
Yeah. But yeah, is there anything you else like? I suppose we'd want to talk about AEW a small bit more.
Well, let's think about like because in fairness, when you think about AEW's only like Dynamite itself has only been around for 2 months.
Like you talked about the Inner Circle promo. I think an underrated. Well, there's two underrated moments in AEW.
Vignette.
No, the segment with the Inner Circle and Cody's of the brawl.
They were up in the box.
Yeah, that was very good.
It was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I didn't like the unnecessary digs at WWE as well. Though.
Well, that was
You can do without them, like, Joe.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough, they're funny and stuff, whatever. Like, and they do make sense because they are things that WWE do wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, just do it.
Just do it, yeah, and let the critics point it out rather than you point it out. But and like we talk about funniest moments of the year. The promo that was and the promo that Chris Jericho cut after he won the AEW title. I know it wasn't on TV. It was
when he was walking, he was like, "Scorpio Sky, you'll never get a shot at this."
Yeah, and that's where
that was class. That was brilliant.
That was where the instant meme, a little bit of the bubbly,
and I love.
But it was such a throwaway line in that promo. I know everyone.
What have we got here? Ooh.
Like I was sitting down the other night and we were just watching TV and my girlfriend was like, "Who's that wrestler?" Who's like a little bit of the bubbly. She's like, "That's the funniest thing I've ever seen."
I was on holidays when that happened.
Yeah, I was as well.
I was on holidays when that happened, and I'm not even joking. So I would always
get Budapest. I watched the pay-per-view in Budapest.
I was in bed. My girlfriend was asleep next to me, and I was in bed on with my phone like that. And I was like, but I remember like obviously the next morning, like there was just countless memes and videos and stuff. But like, what's it called? I remember that night, I got dressed. So obviously, like it takes me like 5 minutes to get dressed, whereas it takes her significantly longer.
Yeah.
And like she was getting dressed and whatever. But like I didn't. So my general routine was I'd sit on the couch and just watch videos on my phone for
hours on end.
Hours. And she was in the bathroom like doing her makeup or something, and I literally had like on repeat, ooh, a little bit of the bubbly. And I remember she turned over to me that night and just went, "Are you still watching that video?" I was like, I can't stop watching it. It's so funny.
It's
my mom will only refer to champagne and prosecco now as a little bit of the bubbly.
Like it's still going because like there was ones there last week. It was like when it's 7 a.m. at Christmas morning and you're after opening your presents, it's like ooh, a little bit of the bubbly.
A little bit of the bubbly. I love when he like says it like seriously as well. Like that vignette now, that video package he did where he took the piss out of Cody.
That's brilliant.
It's like, you know, like it's so hard trying to find like good places for bubbly, and like it's like, I mean, you know, it's such a responsibility.
He would Soul Train Jones. But Chris Jericho's talents are like the Olive Garden breadsticks. They're unlimited.
Chris Jericho this year has made, like everything he said is becoming a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Like everything he says is a meme. Like, and
I have a ticket. The champion.
Joe was hilarious as well. And it was like kind of one that wasn't meant to be, like, I don't know, it wasn't meant to be funny. Is when Marie did the birthday celebration and his dad came out.
Yeah.
His dad came out with a thing.
Or
who wears a scarf in wrestling? That's so dumb. But no, that promo where he's walking through, he's like, "Hey, Bucky boys." He's like, I love, but like to me, the funniest line of that whole thing wasn't even the bubbly thing. Jody's walking, he's insulting people and stuff. He literally walks past one random guy and he goes, "Hey, you with the big hair, what's your name?" "I don't care, shut up." And he just keeps walking. I sort of thought that was the funniest thing. Like, that guy probably didn't even know what was happening. He was like,
"Hey,
you, what's your name?"
Anything he's done in AEW and Dynamite so far has been. He hasn't done a bad. He hasn't put a step wrong.
I can't wait to see what he offers, like Moxley and stuff with the Inner Circle thing.
Yeah,
I think that's this Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is it? Because I think Moxley's giving his answer, but Jericho's announced that like if he joins, he'll give him something, and I can't remember. He didn't say it was a title shot, but he said he'll give him something. So
we can't go talk about people in 2019 and what like good years that they've had. We're talking about MJF.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah, I think if you're talking about breakout stars,
he's absolutely up there. Yeah.
Him and Darby Allin, I'd put up there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Have had a fantastic 2019, especially the second half of it.
Yeah.
Do
you see what he tweeted there recently? So like Joe Cultaholic do an end of year award. On their podcast, but they call it the Diddleys.
Yeah.
And they gave MJF most charismatic.
Yeah.
And they haven't tweeted out, and MJF found it, or MJF like screenshotted it and added them being like, "Hey Cultaholic, I don't know what a diddly is, but you can keep your stupid pedo award." And like Sam Driver tweeted back going, "Oh no." They know. So like, no, I mean like MJF is. It's hard to argue against MJF because he's always in character, or he'll tell you that he's not. It's not a character. That's actually him.
Yeah.
And like, but even our brief encounter with him in
that was this year as well
in OTT.
Yeah.
Like standing in the lane to meet Will Ospreay, and I look over and MJF is just staring at me, and I'm like,
"The fuck you?"
I was looking, and the next thing, me and him just locked eyes, and like I can't believe that. When I think back now, that happened.
Yeah.
Like MJF's just looking at me, and I'm looking at MJF, and he's mouthing off to me, I think, and I'm like, I don't even know what to do. And then I think he gave me the finger and then continued doing whatever he was doing. I was just like, that was surreal.
We could go on forever with people who've had a fantastic 2019. Like someone like Joey Janela.
Joe's two people that or one person anyway, but definitely two. David Starr and Jordan Devlin.
Yes. Well,
David Starr in particular.
David Starr in particular, but.
I don't think he could have without Jordan Devlin. You know, I think Jordan Devlin sent him to the top kind of way.
Like I think if you're talking about just going off number one crowd reaction of 2019, it was Jordan Devlin beating Walter.
Was it Walter? Yeah. It was,
yeah, on Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That like that's awesome levels of reaction.
That was crazy. And you could actually argue that like the reaction that Starr and Devlin had in their match for the title in August rivaled it. Was it August? No, it was like November.
Yeah.
That like when was it? Whenever. When they had their title match.
And the 5-star match.
The one where they kind of double turned.
Yeah.
Like
that full match was released on OTT.
Oh, was it? I need to watch it actually. But like, I need to watch it in full. But like, Star's still very much a heel.
Yeah.
But it was just that like the fans were getting behind him because they were like, he represents why we're here.
Yeah.
And like, I love he's entering into a feud now with like the establishment of OTT with Angus McNally, where he's like calling out Angus, being like, you've tried to hold me down and stuff, and push forward these guys who are clearly being groomed for WWE and stuff like that. Like,
we went we went to even the Neptune show, which was just kind of like a house show more so.
It was like the house show of OTT. Like,
but like he cut a fantastic promo there, David
Starr.
So
good, yeah.
Where he was just sitting down and
such a good match too.
It was, he's had a fantastic year as well, David Starr. And like I can only see it getting better for him in 2020.
I can't wait to see what next year.
Because it's so interesting. Because I can't just say I can't say he'll sign somewhere.
He won't.
Because he won't. He's an independent contractor. That's his whole thing.
I think he's genuinely like true to his word as well.
Yeah.
Like, this is what he believes. Like, and he even like I think it's fair to say if David Starr wasn't a wrestler, he'd be a politician.
Yeah.
And like he's very outspoken on his political beliefs and where he lies and all that kind of stuff. So like, I'm interested to see like. So by that I mean like, what he says in wrestling, I think he says like is the same as what he says in politics. It says like I think it's him saying it because he believes in this is what he believes, and because he's an independent contractor, like no one else is gonna be telling him to say it, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I wholeheartedly believe that like he won't be signing anywhere.
I know,
Not for
I
a very
agree,
long
but like
time.
it's one thing. I look at AEW and I think they could do with a David Starr. Not even that they could do with a David Starr. It's that that would just be a perfect match. I think.
I would love if he showed up
Yeah.
and but still wrestled in other places.
But
Wasn't.
he still could do that.
No, I know, but you know how AEW, you're kind of you are tied down to a place, so you do have to commit to them. I would love if he
Yeah.
wouldn't show up for tape. Say now, he had let's say for example he won the AEW title, right? In a perfect storm, he wins the AEW title, and then he's scheduled to defend it at the next pay per view, and he doesn't show up because he's an indie booking in some shithouse town.
Yeah.
I would love that.
And
do what Punk should have done when he.
But you could easily tell that story. That's a story tailor made for him.
Yeah.
And it could lead to him and Cody feuding. It's a match made in heaven because he can come in and say
he has been asked about people have people are constantly asking him about AEW. If you had to sign for somewhere, where would you sign and stuff? And he always says AEW is to be the best one. He said they still have a way to go though.
Yeah.
Before he deemed them eligible to work for.
But he said, or I just think him and Cody feuding could be feud of the year. Promo would be outstanding, and the whole thing of Cody says that this is for the boy, he does this for the boys and stuff, and then how the fun that David Starr could have of what Cody has said about AEW and what they stand for and all that. I think it's unlimited potential.
And you know what Starr would do? He would be like, "Where is this money coming from?" And then bring in the Khan family and be like, "Where do they make their money?" Exploiting people in fucking the Middle East or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I did it, pull that on my arse, but I don't know.
But it could go down.
He could spin it in a way that it would sound horrible. So.
Yeah. Right. So, is there anything else you want to talk about in the recap of 2019, or shall we get on to what we all came here for, which is to predict what's happening in 2020, but to look back on what we predicted to happen in 2019 and see.
No, I can't think of anything else.
Okay, we probably think of stuff there as we're coming up. So there's been good, there's been bad that we've gotten. So
right. What are we doing first?
We'll go back on. So what I'll do is I'll go back on what we predicted, then we'll predict. Then we'll go back on the champions that we predicted to end the year, and then we'll predict again.
Right.
So so that's what we're going to start with. I'll just get it up on my phone here now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get mine up there.
I did all the research, so I know what's coming. You don't really, because I was the one that did the research on it. I had to go back and listen to the whole episode. So we'll go back with. We'll go with what happened. So what I predicted.
Okay.
For
2019.
So my first one was Chris Jericho wrestles in the US in 2019, but not for WWE.
Happened.
Which, because at the time he was AEW still was only just announced.
Was it? He was announced to trademark the name or something. It was him, Cody, and JR did something.
Yeah, but
filed for a trademark.
we recorded this after January 1st, so AEW was announced when we recorded this.
Oh, okay.
But
you were convinced he was going.
Yeah, and that's another thing actually we didn't talk about when he came on stage and that night in Jacksonville, when he announced that he had signed for All Elite Wrestling. That was a huge moment.
Yeah,
that people forget about
that whole rally. Yeah.
That whole rally, and he came out. That was incredible as well, because that sent shockwaves. Because then you were like, oh
shit, yeah,
they're
Jericho.
Serious here now. They have Jericho, and it was a 3 or 4 year contract or something. So my second one. Wasn't so lucky with my second one.
Started on a hot streak.
I said WWE would do a network special right here in Ireland.
Why would that didn't even sound right now.
Because going back off the success of Becky Lynch and you had Jordan Devlin, who was hot at the time, and Balor, and I was like, and Sheamus, I think they were champion at the time. I was like, it seems like an OTT was getting big, so I was like,
never, I guess.
Yeah, still could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll do a takeover here. I think they'll.
I think eventually they will.
They'll do a UK takeover, I say.
Third one, I said Jay Lethal would sign for WWE.
Yeah, well.
Fortunately, didn't happen.
No.
I also said
stubborn and won't leave Ring of Honor.
Yeah, well, he might be forced to in
Flogging
2020.
a dying horse, like.
Brian Pillman. I said Dalton Castle would sign for WWE. That didn't happen.
Still, again, same thing.
Yeah. Brian Pillman Jr. I said would sign for New Japan. That didn't happen.
No. Same for MLW.
Yeah, he's another guy actually who's in for a big 2020.
Yeah, hopefully. Joe, who I really want to have, Joe, who I've become such a big fan of in literally the space of about a month, because I follow him on Twitter, Alexander Hammerstone.
Yeah, I've only heard a little.
He's like in MLW. There's a faction called the Dynasty, and it's MJF, Alexander Hammerstone, and Richard Holiday. And they recently got another guy, Gino Medina, and basically they're just like rich guys, rich dudes, like. And Hammerstone's the muscle of the group.
Yeah.
But like he's a really good wrestler too, like, and he's a proper old school kind of Haas wrestler. So I'm like, and I don't know, I think he's really funny too. So I hope he has a good rest of
2019. My next one was I said John Morrison would return to WWE, which he has
just
got in there,
yeah.
And now you have a prediction later on that literally just squeezed in to the end of 2019.
Lars Sullivan released the same.
Yeah, you tell him had it out a year ago.
Don't ask me how I knew.
You won't like the answer. I said Matt and Jeff Hardy would feud. Unfortunately, it's been a tough year for Jeff, especially.
Yeah, I don't want to see a feud either.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't either. But
I
thought it would happen. It's been bad. Sure, Vince McMahon says brothers don't fight. I explained this to you last year's episode as well. Because Vince's whole thing was he doesn't really like to do brotherly feuds because he met his brother at a very, very old age.
Yeah.
He was like 21 or 22 when he first met his brother. So he obviously never really argued with his brother.
Yeah.
So he just thinks all brothers don't fight.
So I feel like there has been a good one though. Has there?
Bret Known.
Yeah,
that's Bret Known.
Yeah.
I said AEW would get a TV deal. Did
happen.
TNT. And my final one was that WWE would announce a lucha title and expand it to Mexico.
No, it kind of nearly happened, but like it still could happen. I don't think they'll announce a lucha title. But
yeah, I know where I was going with that one.
Lucha title. So what's that, like 3 out of 7? Is it, or 4 out of 7 or 4 out of 8?
Yeah, true. Like, it was.
It's not a bad ratio.
Not a bad ratio.
I feel like mine's worse.
You have some funny ones. Okay,
you seem to be so like you actually think about like what it's going to be.
Yeah. You said you've started with the Undisputed Era would end the year. No, not end the year, but throughout the year would hold all main roster titles.
I was close.
Were you?
Held all NXT titles.
Yeah.
I was nearly there.
And maybe if the whole thing, because obviously we didn't predict that NXT was going to have a TV deal, so a lot of these were very main roster, that the call-up system kind of thing. You said that the Undisputed Era and the Club would feud, which you were right.
Yeah.
They had that many feuds, which was good. Your next one. You said that WWE would finally close the book.
I don't know where this is going.
You said that WWE would finally close the book on the Vince McMahon illegitimate son storyline, and it would be announced as EC3, and he would be renamed as VM3. I know what you were smoking that day.
Okay, Joe, when you like forget you did something, and then you're reminded of it, and you're like, oh yeah. Literally no recollection of ever saying that.
VM3.
I actually have no idea. I can't even remember ever saying that. Well, I was wrong. Shit. I actually can't believe I said that. I genuinely said that.
Yes, you did. You go back and listen.
Oh, shit.
Ciampa versus Gargano. Well, you said would not continue on the main roster, but the whole main roster thing, you know, yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
You said Impact would fold. No, it's still going strong.
Every year you have to say that.
You said
It's actually probably better than ever now, actually.
Yeah, you said New Japan continues to grow in the US. You were right up until yesterday, where they lost their TV deal.
Is that the one you're on about? Just got in there.
No, there's another one actually that you got right, but it was like really close. Yeah, that was it. So do we want to?
What was the other one? What one did I get that was really close?
We talk about champions now later.
Oh, the champions. Oh, right,
okay. So yeah, do you want to get out your predictions
for
2020?
I can't remember if I have any like stupid, like outlandish ones.
I don't.
Mine seem. I think mine seem. I have a lot though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I have like 13. I think. I know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13. Do you want to start? Do you want to go one for one, or do you want to?
We'll go one for one.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to start, or will I?
I don't care.
I'll start. Okay. My first one is probably the most. Yeah, looking at it, it's probably the most outlandish of my predictions. Is in 2020, Undertaker and Sting happens in Saudi Arabia.
It's the rumblings have started.
Because he said it in interviews now. And I think it's only a matter of time because like Saudi Arabia has become this thing where dream matches just go to die. So I think it's going to happen.
It's like Neverland. Well, no, Neverland's a happy place. It's like the underworld. I don't know what it's
like Michael Jackson's Neverland.
Yeah. Jesus. No, but I know what you mean. Like it's literally like, oh, we can't do it now, but like
we can't do it in America now, but like we'll just do it over there.
Where they're like they're centuries behind anyway.
Yeah. So that's my first one.
All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not even outlandish. It's like because it genuinely could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first one, it's not that outlandish either because it could happen. It's one that's been talked about for ages. New Japan and AEW working relationship.
You reckon that'll happen in 2020?
I reckon that the rumblings again have started. It was just announced recently that Chris Jericho and Hiroshi Tanahashi are having a match at Wrestle Kingdom, and it's now been announced officially that if Tanahashi wins, he gets an AEW World Title match.
Yeah, where and when
that's the thing, like, isn't it? So I think, and plus obviously Moxley's over there as well wrestling, and you know, like the big thing is people are like, oh, it's their deals are different, or their contracts are different, but I think that like we'll get something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my first one.
My second one is that an AEW video game is announced, and there's been a lot of rumblings about that.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
And it will it'll be just good to have because you'll be able to play characters that obviously some like the Young Bucks that you've never been able to properly play.
Kenny.
Before.
I think Kenny would be class as a video.
Yeah. So I think that's inevitable. That
yeah, I think so too. That's probably 2020. My one is either AEW or NXT. I don't know which one will go on an 83-week-esque run, as in like they'll just have a long run of just one will win the ratings. Okay. I don't know which though.
So you reckon one will win the majority of 2020?
One will, yeah. I think there's a fair chance that one will win. Like 50 to 50, nearly. I would even be surprised if one did the whole year.
Okay.
But
so whoever wins the first week, whoever wins,
backing that horse.
It's probably going to be AEW because that's their big show.
The homecoming show. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of them went on just a massive run for the year and just won every single week.
Okay.
Maybe not like obviously it can't be 83 weeks, but like as in like I'm not saying it'll be that long, but like just a very.
I know I understand what you're saying. A run like
was it like 6 weeks before NXT got their first win, and then they did another one in a row, and as in it's been broken. Like
yeah.
So that's my next one.
My third one is that the Revival versus the Young Bucks finally happens in
I have that
2019.
too. I have that too. Yeah.
I think it's inevitable that the Revival are leaving come April when
apparently they are, and apparently they're going to be absolutely made fools of until then.
Yeah,
which is sad.
But you know what? The Revival are that good that
it doesn't make sense because like the thought behind it is it'll devalue them, but it won't.
This isn't like the 80s.
It won't. People will be like, but they're the Revival.
Yeah,
we know what they can do. It's not like It's not like kayfabe where there was like, okay, so now they all of a sudden can't.
But see, shit like that would have worked in the Territory days in the 80s.
Yeah,
like, you know.
But, yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, but yeah, that's what I predict is gonna happen. You have that as well.
I have that as well. Yeah.
Yep.
My next one is Luke Harper / Brody Lee will win a major world title.
I have something about Brody Lee as well.
I don't know where he'll win it,
but he'll win a world.
I think he'll win a world. And in my head, I'm thinking IWGP, AEW, or maybe MLW. I'd count that as well as
Ring of Honor.
Maybe, yeah, or maybe Impact. I'd even push to Impact.
Yeah.
But a world title that a lot of people would recognize as like a big deal.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of upside to Brody Lee, and I'm looking forward to seeing
what
he does in 2019. I can't wait
to see when he shows up.
So yeah. For me, my fourth is I wouldn't be surprised if you have it. Is Edge wrestles.
No, I don't have that.
You don't have that?
No.
Obviously, it's been a rumor that he's been cleared. He was down in Pittsburgh 2 or 3 months ago, and like thing is, like you're only down in Pittsburgh. WWE, you're only sent to Pittsburgh by WWE.
Pittsburgh.
To be cleared, yeah, their main doctors in Pittsburgh.
I thought that was Birmingham.
In Alabama. No, that's where you go to get surgery.
Oh.
But their main doctor, like their rehabilitation doctor, is in Pittsburgh.
Oh.
And Edge was down there 2 or 3 weeks ago, but like it's the same pattern as Daniel Bryan. Like Daniel Bryan was sent to Pittsburgh like 2 months before he was cleared. So it's telltale signs, and apparently he signed a new contract.
I saw that he signed a new contract. I'd be so nervous.
I would too. Well, you see, again, you were nervous when Daniel Bryan started,
true.
And then you just
once it's okay. If I know he's okay, then I'm all for it. Like, but
yeah.
I'd actually. if I heard Metalingus come out of the Tron, I'd be like, ah!
I think the Royal Rumble is probably the most likely.
Fuck, can you imagine?
I think it is, and I think he might make the Final Four of the Rumble or something.
Best wrestling team of all time.
Yeah.
Best wrestling team.
I like the game by Motorhead as well.
Do you prefer My Time or the game?
The game.
I think we prefer the game because we grew up with that.
Yeah.
I think Attitude Era people prefer My Time.
Yeah, no.
I don't like My Time. I've listened to it.
I like it. It's on my playlist.
I think King of Kings is better.
Yeah.
Controversial.
He's always had a banger.
You can't. The
DX song is good as well.
You can't not like Triple H songs. See, apparently he came out and he was talking about when he first came in, when he became Triple H, and he was trying to come up with with theme music and stuff, and like apparently Vince and stuff wanted him to come out to like gangster rap and stuff, and Triple H was like, it's not really what I'm into, like. Like apparently Triple H was like, "What?"
Cut out K-Kwik and Road.
Triple H was like, "What about like Motorhead or something?" Because I really like Motorhead, and Vince was like, "Fine." So what'd you say? So what was your last one there? Edge Wrestlers, wasn't it? Yeah.
Edge Wrestlers, yeah.
So my one, you could have this too. I'm not sure. Is Matt Riddle versus Goldberg or Brock Lesnar?
I wish I forgot about that.
I think he'll wrestle one of them. I don't know who. I think Goldberg. I think
Goldberg too.
That's what I originally wrote. I wrote Matt Riddle versus Goldberg, but then I was like, maybe Brock.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was on NXT as well. NXT television.
That'd be cool. That's a way to get ratings.
Yeah, if you just had Goldberg turn up one and spear Matt Riddle.
I would love though if he wrestled Brock at Mania, the 37.
Yeah.
And retired him. That'd be class.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Brock is never going to retire.
No, never. But no, I think Riddle Goldberg happens, and maybe Riddle Lesnar. I don't think both will happen, but one will happen. I think.
Okay. I'm gonna bite the bullet now. I'm gonna be the one to do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna rip the Band-Aid.
Okay.
2020 is the year CM Punk wrestles. I'm saying it. 2020.
If he doesn't wrestle, he never wrestles.
Yes. I said it about All In. I said it about Double or Nothing.
And All In.
I said it about All In.
And like probably the Rumble wasn't by last year. Or maybe.
No. This is it. This is the year CM Punk wrestles. 2020. SummerSlam. 2020.
Okay, yeah, no, you've said that.
Is where he
wrestles.
Okay. I'll even go one further. He'll be announced as the downloadable character in for 2K21, and then he'll wrestle at SummerSlam.
That'll suck if that's the case, because it telegraphs it so much.
It did for Sting, and it was still amazing.
True.
It doesn't matter. You could shout it from the rooftops that he was coming back, and it'd still be a good moment.
That's fair enough, I guess. Yeah, I hope you're right. Because everyone wants that. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't want CM Punk to return.
Yeah.
If you are, you're just weird.
CM Punk.
Yeah. My next one could be outlandish. It could be one. It depends, I suppose, on who you ask. John Cena formally announces his retirement, and subsequently announced for the Hall of Fame the following year.
Yeah. Apparently, he's wants something big for WrestleMania.
He wants to do something substantial.
Yeah,
he said,
which leads to
Edge.
No, I was going to lead to my next prediction.
Because I was thinking about this. Do you remember?
I just did a good segue.
Sorry, but no. Because I remember we were talking about when Edge, there was rumblings of Edge coming back, and like we were all like, who can he wrestle and who ought to be a good match? I was like, Cena. I would love to see Cena Edge again. Because Cena would do it safely.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. Anyway, sorry to interrupt your segue.
The big match John Cena has at WrestleMania this year is John Cena versus Goldberg.
Shit, that's left field. That's left field. Who wins that match?
Because you think about it, right? I don't think John Cena is going to wrestle a full timer because he says he wants something big. Unless it's The Undertaker, but they've done that. I don't really want to see that. But I was just thinking, I was just sitting back being like, what would blow people's minds? And it's John Cena Goldberg what I came up with. But
Baron Corbin retires John Cena.
Unless they did there's no one who's active. Because Goldberg now you can say is technically active because he's wrestled a few times this year.
Twice.
Yeah, but still, and he says he's going to wrestle again.
Did he?
So, yeah, he said, he's at a stage in his life where he can do that, he said.
Fair enough.
A couple of times a year. So I think they'll be looking to get Goldberg on the WrestleMania card. They're looking to get Cena on the WrestleMania card, and why not do it? It's a big marquee match.
It'd be crazy. No, I'd be up for it. I'd be up for it, because I'd want to see it.
Because Cena would bump like a nutcase for Goldberg.
He actually would do do you remember Elimination Chamber 2010 when Cena won the WWE title in the Elimination Chamber, and then Vince came out afterwards and was like, and now you have to fight Batista, and it was like, it was basically what they did for Edge, but minus the briefcase and the logic.
Yeah.
And Batista came out and speared John Cena out of his boots, but Cena Cena jumped into it and it looked horrific, as in a good way. As in, it looked like Batista cut him in half. Imagine what he would do for Goldberg. Someone who actually has a good spear. Well, Batista has a good spear, but
not as good as
Goldberg has the spear.
Yeah. So yeah, that's okay. That's probably my most outlandish.
John Cena announces his retirement, and at his speech, Goldberg comes out in a salmon jacket.
I got a lot more left to try.
My next one is not outlandish at all. It's actually quite plausible. Jay White wins the G1.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's going to be true. It's either Jay White or Ospreay. I think it's slightly too early for Ospreay.
It's too early for Ospreay.
So I think it'll be Jay White.
Second Gaijin winner.
They're very high end.
It'll be kind of weird as well because like he'll be the second Gaijin winner and also the second Bullet Club leader to win it.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, you can't win it and be a Gaijin if you're not in Bullet Club.
Yeah.
No, but I still think he'll win it. I predicted Ibushi last year, and I'm predicting Jay White now. This is the call. Actually, no, did I predict Okada last year? It was one of them. It was either Okada or Ibushi. One of
them. My next one is Tessa Blanchard wins the TNA title, which is 3 weeks time. No, and leaves the company as champion.
Like vacates it.
She vacates it.
Because it is the question. It's like, how do you get it off her?
Yeah.
Is it like one of those cases where it would be better if she just left it like?
Possibly. And then she goes on AEW TV and drops it in the trash can.
Yeah. How does she walk away with it? Like, how does she lose the title?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because it's going to be a fantastic moment because we're both agreeing that will happen.
But like, it's the case like it would have to be an absolute detestable heel to take it off her.
Sami Callihan
is the only one there, and then it just feels like 50-50 booking.
Yeah.
So
it feels like then if they do that, then you just did it for the moment.
Exactly. Yeah.
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 You know, like it's
Plus, Sami then wins the feud. He wins it like 3-1 or 2-1 or whatever.
Yeah.
The score will be. All right. So yeah, no, that's fair. My next one is MLW emerges as a new contender in wrestling and gets a TV deal.
Wow.
I'm very high in MLW.
So you think
they'll get something a la Impact? Like I think they'll get like a taped thing. I don't think they get live TV.
Okay.
But they'll get something like on Sci-Fi or on something. They'll get something.
Okay. So you think even though New Japan have lost their TV deal, MLW will still?
I think they could come in. I think because they're an American-based promotion as well. I think they'll be more likely to get backed.
Okay.
Because obviously New Japan, yes, they want to break into America, and they have American and they have non-Japanese wrestlers there who can help break into that market. Like, but the majority of their top stars are Japanese, and there is that divide, that language barrier and all that kind of stuff. So I think that might affect it. But like I've gotten so into MLW this year. I actually think they're so good. Jacob Fatu is an absolute.
I'm not doubting that.
No, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying like and even Contra Unit, like the faction he's a part of, like they're so cool. They're such they're kind of like they're kind of like the Shield, but they're kind of like an evil I don't want to say terrorist organization. But kind of like
the thing is right. Would that be their detriment then? Because if they go on TV,
that remains to be seen. But
they lose a lot of their stars then because AEW.
AEW, true. But like, when you think who's there, that's like there's MJF, there's Jimmy Havoc.
Joey Janela is there, isn't?
Is he?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think he is. I don't think he'd lose. I don't think they'd lose that much.
Still, MJF is a big
hit to take. MJF's a big loss. But
and they're after losing Teddy Hart now as well.
Yeah, but I can get over Teddy Hart.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Plus, like, who knows? I mean, like, if they get a TV deal and let's say they get money behind it, they get investors in, perhaps they can offer the money to people to, like, who aren't already signed to hang around. Like, you wouldn't know.
I think, I'll go with that. But I would think that if in order for that to happen, they'd have to merge with the NWA.
Could happen,
and do like an NWA TV show each week.
Maybe.
Could even do an hour MLW, an hour NWA kind of.
Then it gets messy.
Yeah, I know, but like I think in order for them to get a TV deal, especially, I think the NWA and MLW would have to merge.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just super high in MLW at the moment. I think they're just producing some great stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I want to see them do well. Yeah. I want there to be like everyone's like WWE or AEW. I want there to be a third place where
like an ECW.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really want it.
Yeah.
All right, go on.
Kind of like what you said earlier, just bar the champion thing. I think Brody Lee signs from New Japan. I think it's match made in heaven, really.
I want him to go to New Japan.
Yeah, even if it's just for a year, or even if he does the deal with he signs with AEW.
Thing,
yeah, I'd just love to see him in New Japan. I think
I would too. I would too. I want to see him fight Ishii.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was fair.
simple.
My next one is another. It's kind of a booking thing, and it's I kind of like thought about like this is something I came up with when I thought about the lay of the land come this time, and this is kind of like what I want to happen.
Yeah.
MJF holds the AEW World Title for most of the year.
Okay.
So I'm talking. So the way I would do it. So I thought about how I would do this. If so, they're obviously building towards MJF versus Cody. But like I think it's too soon. I actually think that you could get more out of this by just it's different in this day and age because like it's all about what's new. It's all about like what can you produce to us now that'll get ratings, right?
Yeah.
So like it's hard to have something build for 6 months to a year before having the payoff. Without like something that's this in your face. Like obviously it was like sort of hints and stuff.
I don't know. Like I know you're saying that, but it has been done, and I think it's possible. Like you look at Hogan and Sting, that was almost near 2-year build.
But when was that though?
In 96.
Yeah, people are more impatient now.
Well, yeah, there is. But I'm just saying, you look at that. But like, are they impatient?
And it gets, like, but it also gets to the point. Then is the climax like as good as the build kind of thing? Like
when done right.
When done right.
But you look at even a modern version of it is. I know it was circumstantial at the time, but when you look at Ciampa Gargano and how that story progressed.
True. But the way I would do it is so obviously I would have like MJF, like obviously they're MJF saying that he's actually announcing in Jacksonville like the stipulations as to why how he'll face Cody, and I hope it's something ridiculous like he has to be like blindfolded or like something stupid anyway. And something so outlandish that Cody's like that I can't physically do that something, and then MJF's like, well then you're not getting your match. And then I would build to Revolution. Let's say Revolution, the next pay-per-view, and have the main event be Fatal 4-Way match, Jericho or triple threat match, Jericho, Moxley, MJF. MJF gets the win sneakily, rolls up Moxley or something, or rolls up Jericho. One of them heelishly gets the win. I would have him roll up Moxley, or it doesn't really matter. And then I would have him hold the title till this time next year, and like. All the while, Cody can't wrestle MJF because he's the champion.
Yeah.
And he can't it just gives him that protective thing like. And I would have like Cody do something as in like just go to MJF's house and break it up or do something just harass him until like MJF finally relents, but he doesn't relent fully. He's like, you can have a match if you wrestle Wardlow and you beat Wardlow. And then he beats him. It's like if you beat him in a 2-3 falls match, and then like have him go through this gauntlet and like. Cody gets through everything, and finally MJF relents, and you have like either the final Dynamite of the year or the final pay-per-view of the year or whatever. You have MJF versus Cody finally for the AEW title, and you could even add the stipulation like if well no maybe not if Cody loses he retires or let's say he retires in ring. Let's say like Cody loses he can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah.
And then you build, and Cody wins, and Cody finally wins, and that I think at that point, then people will be like, "Well, like he's earned it now."
Yeah.
Rather than like he's just putting the belt on himself.
Yeah, no, I think that's cool. Just as you were talking there, I was thinking of the stipulation with MJF and stuff. I think what would be an interesting one, and because MJF is such a dickish heel. And he's like a master of like mind games and manipulation. What I'd do is I'd have the one stipulation be I'll wrestle you, but Brandy has to be ringside. So
explain.
So it fucks with Cody's head being like, why does he want like? Because then he'll start arguing with Brandy, being like, why does he want you at ringside? Like, what are you like? Then he'll start thinking, he'll start eating him alive, being like, what's inside? And something like that. And then he'll just end up doing something stupid to cost him the match and stuff like that. And it just shows how clever MJF is and stuff like that.
Fair. Yeah.
That was just a off the cuff thing.
Yeah.
Is it my turn or your turn?
My turn.
My next one is both Mike Kanellis and EC3 leave WWE and return to Impact.
Yeah.
When you talk about disasters for for runs, and you look. It's interesting to look at last year, and we'll get into it later on a bit more. But like, we obviously had very high hopes for EC3.
I did anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just.
But now we should actually talk
it's
about it, right?
year.
And this comes back to my MLW thing. Like let's say they get a TV deal or something, and MJF can't go. They have to write MJF out. EC3 would be a perfect fit for like the action.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
But then again, EC3 would be perfect if AEW were to sign him and just put him with MJF. Just have them team.
Yeah.
Like that'd be.
He looks like his older brother.
Yeah, like they look perfect together. Jeff, that's my next edition.
ECF.
VM3.
VM3 didn't make sense. Well, I suppose Vince McMahon the third.
The third, yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Okay, so now I got into matches that I was predicting for 2020.
Okay.
One of them was The Riot versus Young Bucks, right?
Yeah.
So I'll skip that one. The next one I have is Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I hope they do it. Fuck the 4 Horsemen thing. I don't want to see it because Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir suck balls, and they are the worst. It wouldn't be a good match.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be a good match. I promise you now, it wouldn't be a good match. Controversial. That may be a controversial opinion. I don't know, but like, people are blinded by like the 4.
Now. We did this show 2 years ago for 2018.
I definitely said something like that.
And you said that like Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania match is going to be awful. You're like, she's not going to be able to wrestle.
Well, yeah, I'll eat my words, but like I've seen Duke and Shafir wrestle.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's that.
Like I was going in blind for Rousey.
But yeah, so will I just give my next one, or do you want to start rattling off some more matches?
No, I'll wait.
I've only 2 more left anyway.
I have 3 left.
My second last one is Sinclair Broadcasting puts Ring of Honor up for sale, and it's bought by none other than Vincent Kennedy.
You've done this before.
I've done it before, but now it seems more likely.
True.
And I think because Vince is a fucking very smart businessman.
Yeah.
I remember a couple of years back he was looking into buying it, and it was obviously too high of a price. So he was like,
wait till it's
shit. Wait till it goes to shit. He did the same with WCW.
Yeah.
Like bought that for like $4 million.
Like pennies on the dollar. Like.
Yeah. So I think.
I think it's plausible.
It's inevitable that he buys the rights of Ring of Honor, I think, because the footage alone,
like Bryan Danielson.
The footage alone is worth millions.
Sure, if he got Bryan, if he did, it probably doesn't make sense. It probably can't. But sure, if he bought Ring of Honor, could he use the final countdown for Bryan Danielson's theme song? Or
no, you'd have to buy the.
You'd have to talk to them.
Right. Yeah. If he bought, sure, like. He has the rights to ECW, and they can't play Enter Sandman on the network.
Yeah, stuff I was wondering that. I was like, it's definitely different.
Like if they put it on the network, the final countdown wouldn't be a song. Like,
my next one is another match: Fiend versus Undertaker.
Okay.
I think we'll see the Fiend versus some legend, and I was going to put Sting. But then I was like, I think I'd rather see Fiend. I was going to put Sting or Cena. And then I thought about it. I really want to see Cena. But I think Taker makes... I think I would love Fiend Taker.
He makes the most sense.
Just spooky antics.
But see...
And I don't even care if it's Saudi Arabia.
The thing is, right... I'd be interested to see what happens once the Fiend loses. Because once he loses, then...
That's what I'm scared for.
Yeah.
Because that's why I said at the start... When we're looking back this time next year, I'm like this. I think John Moxley will be the one we're talking about because John Moxley can lose and be fine. Whereas the Fiend, if he loses, where does he go?
Yeah,
I'm concerned for that. I hope Bray Wyatt sat down and thought about that.
He's a smart guy.
I'll scratch that. I hope Vince listens to him.
Yeah, because that's what killed Bray Wyatt the first time is when Cena beat him.
Yeah.
And he's learned Bray, I think.
Yeah, surely have contingency plans.
Yeah. And my last one is some company I'm going to lean towards AEW will rid of the independent contractor status, and all wrestlers will be employees. No, there is.
Does AEW have that too?
No, Jim Ross said on thing that they're still on his podcast that they're still independent contractors, and that's why. But
it makes more sense there because they can work.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But he said they still don't get certain benefits like health insurance and all that. But I think AEW will rid of the independent contractor status, and all wrestlers will then become employees, which will lead to eventually it being the standard practice for every wrestling promotion.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, definitely see it. Okay, so now I've got two left. So one's kind of fun and one's kind of serious. So
oh God, you didn't predict someone to die, did you?
No, Jesus, no. The first one is another world title reign for the New Day. I don't know who, but I think one of them will get.
It's interesting considering one of them is out for the majority of the year now.
Yeah, so obviously that leaves two. That leaves big. Well,
you shot yourself in the
foot. No, but it didn't. But because we don't know when he'll be back because it's one of those injuries where it could be any time.
Yeah.
So, but I think one of them will. And it leads into my champions predictions because I have predicted. Who.
Okay.
And my final one is SmackDown's Fox deal either ends or is moved to a different time slot, as in a less prime timey slot. That the numbers just don't do it. That the ratings decline, and that Fox are eventually what the fuck are we paying for? And either sever the deal or just move it to some stupid time slot.
I don't think they can sever the deal. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of wrestling, and I don't think that can actually happen.
That can't, well, that's just my uneducated perception. If that can't happen, then that's fair enough. But I think they can. I think they'll move them to some dopey ass time slot, backstage. It's on at the fucking weirdest time ever, and it always gets 50,000.
Just the bums was watching it. So, bums and junkies was staying up to watch it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm predicting because all we're hearing is how it's the lowest ever attendance and it's the lowest ever viewership, and it's just going down and down and down every week, and every week's a new record for the lowest ever. So
I think they went up 2 weeks ago. I think.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm just saying everyone seems to complain about how it's
no. It's feasible that they change the time slot. I think that could.
Plus, I don't like it being on a Friday.
Yeah.
It stretches out the week.
Yeah. It's going to be weird with Mania.
It's annoying with you have Raw on a Monday and then you have Friday Night SmackDown, and it just feels like it's. I don't know.
The long haul.
It's long. And then it feels like it's just a way of rest because you have. On some weekends, then you've SmackDown TakeOver pay-per-view Raw, and you're just Jesus.
Yeah.
And
WrestleMania is going to be Hall of Fame SmackDown TakeOver pay-per-view
Raw.
Do you know
what I mean?
And
backstage NXT.
Then you'll have then you have backstage AEW NXT.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, so that's my final one.
Okay. Yeah. Some stellar predictions.
I'm looking forward to looking back on these ones because I'm confident. I was probably confident about VM3 too.
Oh,
how did I come up with that? What was I doing?
I don't know what you were smoking that day. Okay, so we talk about champions, right?
Cool.
So hold on. Okay, so champions, right? We'll start with the Universal Champion.
Okay.
So
for the predictions though, right? I've done the WWE Champion, the Universal Champion, the Raw Women's Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the United States Champion, the Intercontinental Champion, the Raw Tag Team Champion, the SmackDown Tag Team Champion, the 24/7 Champion, the NXT Champion, the NXT Women's Champion, NXT North American Champion, NXT Tag Team Champion, NXT Cruiserweight Champion, AEW World Champion, AEW Women's Champion, AEW World Tag Team Champion, and IWGP Heavyweight Champion.
Okay, Yeah.
Is that like along the lines of what you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even write them down. I'm just going to go off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, then fair enough.
I just have written down who we put down last year.
Okay.
For the Universal Champion, you said EC3.
That's like the most wrong. That's like the most wrong I've been for anything ever in my life.
And I said Brock, and you thought I was ridiculous. You were like, "There's no way."
He's not, is he?
He's a world champion. You were like, "There's no way they'll still have him as champion," and he is. Just not Universal Champion.
That's wrong.
Yes, an EC3. Okay, for the Raw tag.
Yeah.
You had Heavy Machinery, which wasn't
not far
off.
They're on the wrong brand, I guess.
I was far off because last year, if you remember, when we were doing it, the champions were Gable and Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
And then I just threw the philosophy that I'm just going to pick two random people and see if they stick. So I predicted that the champions this year would be Mojo Rawley and EC3.
Well, that's wrong.
So there you go. For the IC champion, actually, do you want to just predict as we're going through here?
Yeah, sure.
Your Universal Champion for next year.
So this leans into the New Day thing.
Okay.
So I've predicted Big E to be Universal Champion this time next year.
Okay.
I don't think they'll give it back to Kofi. I think they'll give another one of them a chance.
Okay.
So I'm predicting Big E.
Interesting.
A little more sensical than EC3, I guess, but
I'm gonna go. I had it. Oh, Roman. I'm gonna go Roman Reigns.
Roman, that's a sensible one. Yeah.
I think he's gonna win it possibly at Mania or something along those lines, and then he's gonna hold out.
I think he's gonna win it at Mania.
He's on SmackDown, so
that's how he's predicting SmackDown. Yeah. Big E's on SmackDown, I guess. Unless they split him in the draft, but they won't.
Yeah. Raw Tag, who's going to be the Raw Tag Team Champions?
I have predicted here Undisputed Era. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. I'm going to go... what's their names? I was not Private Party. I was going to say Private Party.
Street Profits.
Street Profits. There you go.
Racist bastard.
It's not racist. They're just two very similar gimmicks.
They're similar.
The Street Profits.
Okay.
So
yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, Intercontinental Champion. Last year I had Ricochet.
Yeah,
it's feasible.
It's like he could have.
And you had Sami Zayn, who's the manager of the Intercontinental Champion.
Really? I predicted Sami Zayn again.
Really?
Yeah, and I had no idea about that.
So you're going Sami Zayn again.
Yeah. Because I feel like we're building to Zayn eventually
turning on Nakamura.
Maybe not turning. One of them turning on one of them.
Okay.
I think actually that's weird because I literally off the top of my head I was literally sitting down and I went, Sami Zayn's probably a good choice.
Yeah.
He is the man. That's like a half a point.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna go Keith Lee to be Intercontinental Champion this time next year.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Raw Women's. Why neither of us picked Becky Lynch, I don't know.
Last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. She
was
on SmackDown at the time.
Okay, yeah. I had Ember Moon. You had Nikki Cross.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Next year.
Neither of us were close.
Yeah. Next year for Raw Women's Champion.
I have Ronda Rousey.
Raw?
Yeah.
You think she's going to come back to Raw? Do you think she's going to go to
No, because I have it booked in my head.
So it must be right.
Yeah, because I've never been wrong about that before. No, because I think Shayna's winning the Rumble. I think we're going to get Becky Shayna at Mania. I think Shayna's winning it.
Okay.
And then Ronda comes back SummerSlam maybe. Or maybe Survivor Series.
I think the night after Mania.
Maybe. We'll see. And I think Ronda takes the belt off Shayna then.
I
don't, because like Brock's on Raw now, so I actually don't think it makes a tap of difference if you're into sports or not.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna go. Women. I'm gonna go Carmella. I think she's in for a big year again.
Maybe.
She didn't wrestle. She didn't wrestle much.
She did wrestle. She did just beat Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in consecutive weeks, and they're talking about it as if it's like a big deal. So maybe women's rumble.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough. Who's next?
We have WWE champion.
Mm-hmm.
I had Adam Cole.
You had Adam Cole.
I had Adam Cole. You had Finn Balor.
They wrestled recently. No connection there.
So who do you have for WWE champion going into 2020?
It's not a bold one, but like, it's not likely either. I don't think. Probably not. I have Andrade.
Yeah, maybe.
Hopefully, I'd love it. He's US champion now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, but I'd love if he was. I think it'd be class. That's who you break into the Latin America. I think he is. He should be the successor to like Rey Mysterio in the sense of like the big star for Latin America, like.
Okay.
And Mexico.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that's what I think. Go on.
Brock. It's just better to bet with him than against him. Yeah, it's gonna be Brock.
You think so?
Yeah, it'll be Brock. It's US
champion
US.
Last year.
I had AJ Styles.
Oh, that's tantalizingly close.
You had Andrade.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it!
Yeah. A day or 2 days.
I found you right about
Yeah, that was the one I was on about it.
Because like, I actually thought about that. Because when I said it, that I said I had Andrade for the WWE champion, I was like, he's US champion now. I was thinking, I definitely said that last year.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's close. That was good.
Yeah.
That's close. US champion next year.
US champion next year will be.
Mine's probably outlandish.
I'm gonna go Walter.
That's a massive show. Did you not see the way he was treated on WWE recently?
Yeah.
We're gonna be sitting back here next year laughing.
But for the US title, it's always good to back a foreign heel. For a US title.
I don't want him to be the atypical foreign heel.
That's what he's gonna be.
No, just have him be Austrian Stan Hansen.
No. He's gonna be Austrian Vladimir Kozlov.
Oh Jesus, no! I don't know about that one. Don't know about that one now.
Who do you have?
I'm laughing at yours. Mine's probably not gonna happen. Mine's probably as bad. I have Montez Ford.
Yeah.
Fuck Angelo Dawkins. He is a curse. Get rid of him.
Father, give me legs.
Get rid of him. Montez Ford is a star waiting to be made. Let him be a star. Let him do things.
Yeah.
Do you know what you do to get him over? You literally have him do what Seth or Kofi did. Have him wrestle like an hour and a half on Raw in a gauntlet match.
Yeah, but then does that become insert person here to get over, you know? There's other ways of getting people over. Like.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so for the SmackDown tag titles, last year we both had the Undisputed Era. Unfortunately, that's
for SmackDown
tag team titles.
Okay.
So, for next year's, who do you have?
I have the New Day. I have the Trinity of Big E, which is nearly their name. Big E, Woods, and Kingston all holding the belts. I think it's annoying me that it hasn't happened yet. Because they are one of the best factions ever in WWE.
It did happen, did it not?
No.
Were they not tag titles when Kofi was?
I don't think so.
I think they were for like a couple of weeks.
I think Kofi lost the title and then they put the titles on him. I have a feeling they did.
You sure? I thought
they lost it. Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was one of the pay-per-views during the summer, and Big E and Kofi lost the titles to the Revival.
Yeah, because Kofi had to wrestle Double Duty.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. But I'm just going to predict it anyway. Why not? They can do it again.
Okay. I'm gonna go the club. Why
The
not?
OC, like.
The OC, yeah.
Gallows Anderson.
Yeah.
On SmackDown.
Yeah.
They're on Raw now.
Yeah, they'd come over.
Alright, fair enough. It doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay. Who else is on that list? Will we do 24/7 now? Because
okay, alright.
Because I have a bonus prediction.
Okay.
Can I do my 20? You don't have to do 24/7.
I'll do it 24/7.
Okay.
I'll just pick something stupid, but
yeah, I do, because it could happen. For 24/7, I have R-Truth, and I have it as his 100th reign. I think he'll get 100 reigns.
Okay.
He's on 27 now.
Okay.
It's been what, like 7 months.
100
reign.
Okay, for me, who'll hold it? Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I don't know. Ricky Steamboat, that's who'll hold it. Okay, the next one was the SmackDown Women's.
Okay.
This is an actual sentence you said.
I picked Sonya Deville, didn't I?
Yes, yeah. I know, and the sentence was, when we do this show next year, I guarantee you Sonya Deville will be champion. You're dead set on it.
I was convinced.
I told you, she didn't even challenge. She didn't even wrestle a #1 contenders match. I don't even think she wrestled a singles match.
No, she did. She wrestled one like last week and she lost.
You said you were so sure. I guarantee you. You were so.
Who did you say, smart guy?
I said Ronda.
Yeah, well, that didn't happen either.
Ronda's been missing since April, and she has a better chance of ending the year.
I didn't deviate far from the past when I predicted next year.
Okay, for next year I'm gonna go Ronda again.
All right. I picked Mandy Rose.
Okay. Do you guarantee?
I don't guarantee it. I'm not guaranteeing anything anymore. But I think it's inevitable she'll get it eventually. I think it's I don't know why I didn't pick her last year, because like I feel like I know she didn't do it, but like I feel like she's more likely to win it than Sonya is. Like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. I could see that. I want
her to win it and Otis to lift her up. And
yeah.
I am so into the storyline.
Yeah.
He's such a sweetheart. Anyway.
Are you talking about Otis or Lars Sullivan?
Otis.
Okay, NXT champion. We both had Johnny Gargano.
Who was the NXT champion? Adam Cole,
yeah. Next year he was the NXT champion.
I've gone for Keith Lee.
Okay.
Because I know you said he'd be IC champion, but I don't. And yeah, apparently Vince loves him, whatever. Blah, blah,
yeah.
Blah. But I think people will be staying in NXT longer, especially because there's a TV deal. So I'm going for Keith Lee, Big Keith.
Tommaso Ciampa.
I think he will hold it at some point in 2020.
I hope they drag it out a lot longer, and it's like a big. I want like Macho Man Elizabeth, like him and Goldie united. Like, I want people crying. I want Goldie to come in and attack somewhere. I want Goldie to make the save.
Inanimate object. I think it'll go Cole, Balor, Gargano, Ciampa, Lee.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, I don't think that anymore. I thought that before Balor lost.
Yeah. UK champion. I had Jordan Devlin.
It's not really close now.
Yeah. You had Walter. Even though he wasn't signed to the WWE at the time.
Shit.
Yeah, you did.
That seems like something you'd say.
Yeah.
Did I actually say that?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes up for the VM3 thing.
And who?
I didn't predict the UK ones, but I'll do it now. I'll do it off the top of my head. I'll go Jordan Devlin this time.
Okay, I'll match it. I'll go Jordan Devlin as well.
Yeah, I'll go Jordan. I'll go Jordan
Devlin. The last one we predicted, or we predicted two. So, the IWGP.
Yeah.
You had Okada, Ibushi. So, yeah.
Yeah. I was right too.
Yeah. And the last one we picked was the Ring of Honor champion. You had Matt Taven.
Who is it now? Well, PCO.
Yeah.
Did you have PCO?
Set the calendars. I predicted last year that the champion and ending in 2019 would be Pierre Carl Ouellet. Yes.
Was he even signed?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just being stupid, and I just goes.
It actually worked.
I just goes. I'm gonna go PCO, and you were
if
like,
if he wasn't signed, that would have paid all. But like
Pierre Carl Ouellet. This is as big as the time I predicted the Great Khali at Punjabi prison.
That's so
like who in their right mind would have thought Pierre Carl Ouellet would be the Ring of Honor champion?
Well, like when he was announced for that tournament, I was like, yeah, it wouldn't be funny if he won, and then he won.
But like, you should have seen my reaction when I was on the bus listening to this back last year, and I heard myself say PCO, and it was like the day after he'd won the title, and I was like, oh my god, I don't remember saying that. So next year,
for what?
Ring of Honor champion won't exist.
Right.
Yeah, vacant. Yeah.
Vacant. Nah, yeah, actually, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you.
Flip Gordon. No. I'm gonna stick to my team.
PCO. The other one.
What's the other one? Yeah, I was trying to think of his name.
Can't even remember. Jacques
Rougeau.
Yeah.
Jacques Rougeau.
Jacques Rougeau.
Got a feud.
So we didn't do NXT Women's Champion or anything like that.
No.
I have all them.
See, it's so hard to predict because like you don't.
I'll rattle them off. Will I rattle them off?
Go on.
NXT Women's Champion. I have Tegan Knox.
Okay.
Because I think we're gonna get Dakota Kai. I think Dakota Kai will take it off Ripley.
We never said who do you think the IWGP champion will be?
Oh, I think Ibushi. I think he'll eventually get it. I think he'll surely get it by this.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Tanahashi.
Who knows? 9 reigns, get to 10, will he?
Yeah.
Maybe. Or maybe he'll get to 10 next year.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have Tegan Knox for Women's Champion. North American Champion, I have Cameron Grimes. Don't know why.
Okay.
Fair enough. I just feel like who will be in the mid card next year.
Yeah.
NXT Tag Team Champions like Breezango. Because they haven't won any tag team titles.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Okay.
Tyler Breeze especially has never won an NXT championship of any description.
Yeah, for someone who's synonymous with the brand.
Yeah, like I think he should. Cruiserweight champion is like Kushida. Just has to do it eventually, doesn't he?
Yeah.
AEW. I did AEW.
Oh yeah, no. Well, that was the thing we couldn't predict last year.
True, yeah.
So yeah, so we'll talk about AEW because I'll predict that as well.
AEW World Champion.
MJF.
That's what I have to.
Yeah.
Because it feeds into my other prediction.
Yeah. MJF.
Yeah. AEW Women's Champion.
Bea Priestley.
I have Brandy Rhodes.
Okay.
I know she sucks, but like, as a performer, she seems like a lovely businesswoman. But but I don't know.
Yeah.
And AEW Tag Team Champions.
Private Party.
I have Jurassic Express.
Okay. Yeah. I could see that too.
But it'll be Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt.
Not Luchasaurus.
No.
Okay.
World champion. Oh, not well, he won't be, but he'll be going up for that. I think.
Okay.
Because I love Luchasaurus.
Okay. And
that's all I have.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other predictions for
2020? Off the top of my head. No. Nah, nothing comes to mind. Are we gonna do 2 days of Wrestle Kingdom predictions or?
Oh God.
No, because we have to deal with this stuff after this. So.
Yeah. Okay, we'll leave that.
We'll leave that. It's 2 days, people.
Yes.
Come on. Half the card isn't even announced for the second.
Yeah. We might try and record that sometime during the week.
Maybe, we'll see.
Yes.
Come on now, forgive us for that.
So yeah.
That's been 2019, Jack.
Yes.
And that's been the Tens, which is the dumbest name ever for a decade, but couldn't come up with anything cleverer. The Teens. But yeah. we'll see you next year, next decade. All you wrestling fans, JBW fans. Follow us at JB Wrestling 1998 on Twitter.
And remember, he predicted VM3, not me, and I predicted PCO.
I predicted Walter. He wasn't even signed.
Ah, come on, PCO.
Wasn't even signed.
PCO, but Walter made sense.
PCO was signed. There he had as much of a chance.
But it was rumoured that Walter had signed at the time. And if anyone was going to take Pete Dunne's
had more
title,
of those champions than you did.
I had PCO.
I had
PCO.
I had Sami Zayn twice in a row.
Right.
All right, guys. Have a good New Year's. Have a good decade. We'll talk to you all next year.